Junior Board of Directors is proud to support Faribault Community Television.
Welcome to October 2022 FCTV's edition, sponsored by Sam at Faribault Interiors. Really appreciate being able to work with all of you and show you all some of the wonderful things going on at our store and some of the great things going on in Faribault and Rice County and beyond.
Happy October! Here's what's coming up at Riverbend this month. On Saturday, October 1st, we have Little Sprouts Prairie Flowers from 9:30 to 11, Bagels and Birds from 10 to 11, and Tree ID program from 11:30 to 12:30. On Monday, October 10th, we have Homeschool Colors in Nature and Nature Art from 1 to 3. This program is geared towards ages 5 to 12, and the cost is $10. On Tuesday, October 11th, we have Little Sprouts Colorful Leaves from 9:30 to 11. Saturday, October 15th, from 11:30 to 12:30, we have a Fall Phenology Hike. Wednesday, October 19th, is the monthly Lunch and Learn program. This month, the topic is all about owls. Tuesday, October 25th, is Little Sprouts Animal Homes from 9:30 to 11. Our public programs are $5 for members and $10 for non-members. Bagels and Birds is free to come and join. All information can be found on our website, rbnc.org. On Saturday, October 29th, from 2 to 5, is our Bats, Bones, and Bonfire celebration. Bring your family out for an afternoon of fun. There'll be horse-drawn wagon rides, live Peregrine Falcons, a bonfire with s'mores, games, goodie bags with activity kits from the Bell Museum while supplies last.
Hi, I'm Dr. Corey Miller with Ritchie Eye Clinic and Lasik Center. And today I want to talk to you about LASIK. I want to give you some myths that you may have heard, or you may have some misconceptions yourself about LASIK, and I want to give you some of the actual facts when it comes to LASIK. So the first myth when it comes to LASIK is I can't have LASIK because I have too much astigmatism, or my prescription isn't right, or I'm farsighted. Well, it is true there are certain parameters that you need to fall within in terms of your astigmatism or your type of prescription, but the majority of people are able to be corrected even if they have large amounts of astigmatism. The second myth is that all lasers when it comes to LASIK are the same. Well, it's true that there are a number of different lasers when it comes to LASIK and having that procedure. There are ones that have advantages or disadvantages, and I do think it matters what sort of technology you're getting. So you want to have kind of the latest and greatest kind of technology that's out there, and there are a few different kinds, but I do think it matters what kind of laser that you're using. And here at Ritchie Eye Clinic, we try to use the latest and greatest laser so we can give you the best result, combined with our expertise here to have you get a great outcome when it comes to your LASIK. The third myth when it comes to LASIK is that glasses or contacts are cheaper than LASIK. It is true that the LASIK does come with a significant upfront cost. However, when you compare that to years worth of glasses or contacts and solution, eventually LASIK actually does come out ahead in the long run, and it doesn't take all that long for you to make up that cost when it comes to LASIK. So oftentimes LASIK actually is a cheaper option. Another myth that some people have is that LASIK is still new, or that the results of it are not fully understood, and what are the long-term significance of having LASIK. LASIK has been around for a number of years now. It was FDA approved back in the 90s, and since then we've had lots of great results and long-term stability when it comes to LASIK. The success rate is well up there with any sort of elective procedure, and people have long-lasting great results when it comes to LASIK. Another myth that some people have is that LASIK, the procedure and recovery, are painful. Now, the procedure itself, you don't feel pain. It's a strange experience is what we tell people. There is some sensations that your eyes feel, but you never feel pain from having the procedure. Afterwards, there can be some discomfort with your eyes, but it's not significantly painful. People by the next day are back to their normal daily lives and able to do everything that they normally would. Another myth that people believe is that LASIK wears off. LASIK permanently reshapes that surface of the eye, and it stays that way. Now, the reason people kind of assume that LASIK has worn off is because oftentimes people are getting into this thing called presbyopia, or needing reading glasses. And that's a separate issue. That's because the lens within our eye starts to lose the ability to change its focus. LASIK reshapes the front surface, the cornea of the eye, and so that stays stable. But it does not alleviate the need eventually for needing reading glasses. And so that's oftentimes where that myth comes into play. Another myth that people have is, I'm too old for LASIK. LASIK, really anyone can have LASIK. However, there are certain parameters. So we don't want to do LASIK on people who are under 18 because their eyes can still be changing. We also typically don't do LASIK on people who are over into their 60s. However, they still may be candidates for having some LASIK or laser vision correction. So it really kind of depends on everyone's unique situation to determine whether they can have it. But we can do LASIK on quite a wide range of patient ages, as long as their eyes are healthy and their corneas are stable and they're good candidates for LASIK. And then the final myth is that anyone who wants LASIK is able to have it or is a candidate. And that also is not true. Some people, depending on certain eye conditions or the way that their corneas are, or certain even medical conditions that they have, are just not good candidates for LASIK. So it is important that you see a LASIK provider, have a consultation, and they can go over everything to determine whether you are a good candidate or not. It is true that with the newer lasers that more people are candidates than ever before, but there are still people that we just can't safely do LASIK on. So if you're interested in having LASIK, or you know somebody who is, go ahead and come on to Ritchie Eye Clinic and LASIK Center, and we'd be more than happy to give you a free consultation and determine if LASIK is right for you. I know you'll be very excited about the results that you get from us. So, thank you.
Hello, this is Chad Barman with Faribault Parks and Rec. Sending some updates your way regarding October activities. The main thing is that the ice arena is going to open back up for open skate. Saturdays from 12:30 to 3:30, Sundays from 6 to 8:30 p.m. New this year, we're going to offer a birthday party package, so if you're interested in kids and adults, for about 20 of them to come skate on Saturday afternoons, come down to the community center and we'll let you know what that's all about. We are continuing our open swim Saturdays and Sundays at the community center, 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Adults and kids are welcome. We do have a birthday party package with that too if you're looking for something to do. Once again, we are back to our full fitness class schedule. That's going to be 6 days a week. We just don't have classes on Saturday. Feel free to check online for any information and cost. The last thing we have right now going on is a sponsor has once again allowed us to offer $17 child swim lessons. Registration for the next couple of sessions for that is open, so if you're looking to get your kids into swimming, feel free to give us a call or stop on down and we'll help you out. Thank you.
Welcome back. Again, this is Sam at Faribault Interiors. We're featuring, for the next few months, Cambria, solid surface countertops. This new display we put in is something we're really proud of. We're one of the very few stores within a 40-mile radius that has this type of new modern look. As you notice, it has a full backsplash, all done in a Cambria product. The countertopping, beautiful edge profiling, the radiuses as far as an inside corner on your cabinetry, so the sharp edges are gone. You've got an island that we've done the waterfall effect. Waterfall effect will go down the left and right side, for instance. Here in this case, you can see how they've cut the slab to go ahead and gently flow down and make it all stay as one continuous piece. Amy Jo, Sandy, Beth, and myself gladly will help you. What we do is we get some square footages, we get some pricing for you, we spend some serious time with you. We don't try to overwork things, but I think we have one of the best looking displays, the best opportunities in the area for you to come in and look. We also still sell Cambria bath counters. We sell Oasis, which is made by Birch. We sell Corian solid surface. We still do laminate countertops for kitchens and baths. So again, I think it's worth your time to stop in and see us. Appreciate the time and look forward to seeing you here at Faribault Interiors.
Welcome to the Rice County Historical Society. My name's Sue Garwood and I'm the Executive Director, and today we're on the fairgrounds standing right next to our one-room school. And with me today is Pat O'Connor. Pat's both on our Board of Directors and, more importantly to the school, he has been chairing the project of repainting this wonderful treasure. Thank you so much for joining us, Pat.
Thank you. I appreciate the offer.
Well, and we are so grateful for you and your team of volunteers, sometimes large, sometimes small, for tackling this wonderful home, school, excuse me. Why don't you share a little bit with everybody about what you've been working on?
Well, the school's 164 years old, and it has umpteen coats of paint, or did have lots of paint on it, before we decided to chemically strip it. And it's a very involved process. Suffice it to say, about 99% of the paint has come off. And so now we're trying to rebuild it and put just a couple of finish coats on it.
I think it's important to note the reason for the why. When we did that testing, we discovered that some of those early layers, no real surprise, were lead.
Oh yeah.
And in order to really make sure that the top coat sealed, we wanted to get back as far as we could. So we reached out to the state of Minnesota to find out what were appropriate and safe ways to mitigate or to deal with that lead paint. And one of them was to remove it wet, which is a curious thing. If you keep it wet, it means it's not friable or it's not in the air. And you found a product that's hard and expensive but effective.
Yes, it's called Peel Away, and it's supposed to take off up to 20 layers of paint. Nobody quite knows how many were on here, but it did take most of it off, although I have to admit that even that stuff didn't phase a couple of pieces of it, so we had to remove it other ways.
And it was a slow process for each time you put it on. So what was that process?
Well, you put on the stripper, an 1/8 to 1/4 inch thick, and you leave that on there overnight after covering it with the paper that they send with it to keep the moisture in. And then the next day you come by and you see how good you did. Mostly you take a putty knife and you start scraping. And we've gotten to the point now where we don't have any real problems with that. After that, then you rinse it and clean it and neutralize the stripper.
Didn't you have to neutralize it with the vinegar or something or another?
Right, yeah. It's a vinegar base. It seems to work better than the stuff they send with the stripper. So we've been using that, and then let it dry. And after that, then you can sand off all the rough spots, which are quite a few because of all the work that's been done on it. And when that's done, then you can start rebuilding. You put a primer on and 2 finish coats.
And of course, by the time you're at the sanding stage, the lead paint or the portions of the paint that you were trying to mitigate have been removed.
Right.
And as I recall, you were actually really careful of the things you peeled off, and that had to be thrown away to make sure that it continued to keep the environment safe and so on. So that was really important, I know.
Yeah.
And so you started, how long ago has it been?
We started 3 summers ago.
3 summers ago.
In 2020. So we spend a lot of time deciding what to actually use on the place, on the school. And we got 1/2, I believe, of the back wall done that summer just as an experiment. And after that, then last summer we did 2 walls, and this summer we've done 2 walls.
And the material is hard to find. It's not that peel away one
No, you don't
kit. You get a kit with it. It's not easy to find.
And you don't buy it at your local hardware store most of the time.
No. You had done some research on that too before we
Yeah.
even began that very first summer.
Well, yes, we ordered a variety of different products to see which ones worked the best, and the peel away was the one.
Yeah, yeah. And so
now we're ready to put the last finish coat on the entire school, except for the front, which already has two coats. And after that, then I'll be removing the shutters next spring and redoing them.
and I think it's important to note that you have done, I'd say 75% with all of the other volunteers together doing 25%, because there are lots of times I've seen you out here on your own doing the work. But we have had lots of other support. I don't want to diminish that either. Everything from a couple of our board members, Denny Blackmer, your friend Monty.
Yes, Monty Cruzy.
Monty Cruzy. And then we've also had the State Bank of Faribault. We had a number of volunteers. Another group we had was United Way's Day of Caring. Back in September, and they sent, it was actually the Minnesota Department of Health, actually their county Department of Health, and a group of 6 volunteers came to help with some of the painting. So this really has been a community effort, but once again, none of it would have happened without you.
Well, thank you very much. It's been an ordeal, but I've had fun all along the way. So, and I've learned something even today.
What did you learn today?
Well, the siding, as far as we know, is original to 1858, but there's tar paper behind it, which surprised me.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know if that was even invented in those days.
And maybe it's possible, because what you were doing, one of the things that we did was sort of evaluate the power issue out here, as you can imagine. The sanders and the other equipment needed some power, and we had an outside outlet that was a little squishy, a little wiggly, so we brought in an electrician who found a new place to put an outlet. Anyway, you patched that hole today.
Yes.
It occurs to me it's possible that over the course of its history, maybe some of the siding had to be repaired.
It's very
for
possible.
one reason or another, and that tar paper was targeted. But unless we took
it might have been, they might have loosened the old siding and slid it up in there, but I did notice when I made this whole square that there was tar paper behind it.
Interesting.
Kind of caught me by surprise.
Indeed, yeah. What other things did you do? Because you went more than just the school.
Well, yes, we did do the outhouse behind the school. It was in need of paint also.
Okay.
And so we've sanded that and scraped it down, and it does not appear to have lead-based paint on it.
Right.
I don't think that dates from the same period.
It doesn't. That particular outhouse was from the Brand Peony Farm, and when they closed up, when the Tischlers actually sold it, they donated the 3-hole outhouse. That's perhaps a story for another day. But still, it was in desperate need of some painting.
Yeah. We have one more item for the school. The main door to the school is in dire need of replacement, and so we have the door, but it's an odd size, so we will be cutting down the newer door to fit the opening rather than change the whole front of the school. And that will probably take place in the spring also.
And again, you've had volunteers throughout. Do you need some help, or would you like some help with the door?
Oh, yes.
So if anybody out there is interested, it's not often that we put out a call for woodworkers or craftsmen with projects like this, but I'm doing that now. If anybody out there is interested in helping with the door in the spring, you can reach out to us at the Rice County Historic Society. We're at 1814 Northwest 2nd Avenue on the east side of the fairgrounds. We're open Monday through Friday from 9 to 4, other times by appointment. You can find us on the web at www.rchistory.org or give us a call to volunteer at 507-332-2121. Thank you for everything. And
My
thank
pleasure.
you for doing what we always say we do, preserving the past for future generations.
Hey everyone, it's me, Miss Stenny, your favorite children's librarian. Thanks for joining me. I'm here to tell you about everything happening at the Buckham Memorial Library in October. Our story time schedule will continue for October. We have been offering story time in 3 different formats. That's right, you can join us Tuesday nights for 5-minute bedtime stories. That's our virtual option where you can log into our Facebook or our YouTube page and catch me sharing a quick bedtime story. You can watch them as they air, or you can watch them at your convenience by looking for the playlist, 5-minute bedtime stories. And then we're also offering story time on Zoom and in person. The Wednesdays at 10 is the Zoom option. Email me if you'd like the link for that. And Thursdays at 10 a.m. is the in-person option. So if you want to join me for that, just come to the library. I'd love to see you. Storytime is meant for ages 0 to 6 with an actively participating adult caregiver. So that is, again, Thursdays, 10 a.m. here at the library. Our book clubs will meet in October. We have 2 youth book clubs. The first is called Books and Brownies. It's for grades 2 through 5. The meeting for October is on the 17th, and we will be discussing graphic novels. So come prepared to share about any graphic novel of your choice. Pizza and Pages will meet on the 24th of October. The assignment for that club is to read at least one of this year's Maud Hart Lovelace nominees. Come prepared to share about the book you read. I would love to see you. If you plan to join us for the October meeting, please just let me know. If you missed the September meeting, that is okay. It's not required to come to every single meeting of the book club. Just come as your schedule allows. But please register by calling or emailing me here at the library so I can make sure I'm prepared and have enough brownies or pizza. First Chapter Fridays is continuing in October. We have been sharing the first chapter of each of this year's Maud Hart Lovelace nominees. You can find me reading those on the library's YouTube page, Fridays at 4 o'clock, or at any time by finding the playlist, First Chapter Fridays Maud Hart Lovelace nominees. Our Teen Advisory Board, or TAB, will be meeting in October on the 10th. If you are interested in joining TAB, you'll need to get a hold of me so I can give you all the details and a membership application. TAB is open to youth in grades 6 through 12. Our fall lecture series will continue in October. We started last month with author Daniel Van Tassel, and will continue in October with Bill McGrath on Thursday, October 13, and Martha Brown on Thursday, October 27. Both of those presentations will take place at 6 p.m. in the library's Great Hall. I would love to have you join us. The presentations are free and open to the public. For more information, check out our website, or our Facebook page, or stop in and grab one of our brochures. Our knitting and needlecraft group, Stitch a Bit, will be picking up in October. That is an informal group where you can join our library director, Delane James, and the company of friends and neighbors as you knit, crochet, or work on your favorite needlecraft project. So bring your own project to work on, no registration necessary, and we'll meet in the third floor makerspace. The meetings will take place on the first Monday of the month from 6 to 7 p.m. and the first and third Fridays of the month from 10 to 11 a.m. The Faribault Ukulele Network will be meeting in October on the 6th and the 20th this month. If you're interested in joining fun, you'll want to contact our resident ukebrarian, Alan McCulley, and she'll get you all the information you need. Speaking of Alan and ukuleles, you could also make a one-on-one appointment with her to learn more about how to play the ukulele. You can also check out a state park pass here at the library. We have 3 state park passes that are available for checkout on a first come, first served basis. They cannot be requested. You have to just get lucky when you stop in the library and see if there is one available. Speaking of fun things to check out at the library, we also have adventure kits, including a wide arrangement of awesome things like knitting kits and bird watching kits. There is a disc golf game. There's a button making kit. There's ukuleles, the cricket machine, all sorts of great stuff. So stop in your library and see what else we can offer besides the amazing books we have. And don't forget, we are fine free. If you have any questions about anything I've offered here, you'll want to check us out on the website, our Facebook page, Instagram. You can call us, email us, or what I would love, stop in and talk to us. We're open Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. and Friday and Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Thanks, friends. Take good care. Bye-bye.
Hello, Faribault, Nort Johnson here with your Chamber of Commerce, and I'm going to start today's visit out and talk about our schools and some very important questions you're going to be asked at the ballot box this year. So Faribault Public Schools is going to be asking 3 questions, and it all has to do with funding. I'm going to share a couple of thoughts with you right now so that you're full on aware that the public portion of the funding for Faribault Public Schools is at the lowest level per pupil of all of the big 9 schools. That's not an opinion, that's a fact. It's also, I think, important for everybody to understand as you go to the ballot box and weigh these measures that Faribault Public Schools per pupil funding that comes from the public is not only the lowest level of the big 9, it's half the amount that Northfield Public School students get per pupil. So just some comparisons for you to consider as you're asked to help the student funding to continue some of the great efforts that are going on in Faribault Public Schools. Our Chamber of Commerce Board has issued support for these measures because they know how important our education system is for our future workforce, for the ability for our students to help become gainfully employed, lift themselves and their families out of poverty. These are important issues. I'll also share that some of the important things that have come into play in the last 3 years that I've talked about, including the reinstitution of the 7-period day, and right now the trades classes that are starting up in Faribault High School. We want to make sure that we're able to continue the funding for these items. The 7-period day is not in play, that's been funded, but we want to make sure that we have the right classes in place that are very important for our students to help get them on a great start in life. I'll share that this year during this school year, the entry-level classes for construction, engineering, and mechanical trades, the new pathways, in cooperation with South Central College, are starting up in Faribault High School. I mean, shop class is back in a very big way. We also know that with the 7-period day that we put into place, for years, parents that wanted to have their students, or students that wanted to be enrolled in, let's just say they're pursuing both business and arts, but they couldn't take both choir and band. Well, the 7-period day took care of that. We can do that now in Faribault High School. Other items that have become important for people as far as classes in health sciences, more of those have come into play, so students can get a good ways down the road with toward a nursing degree, a health unit coordinator degree, and others in health sciences with college credits that can transfer to any MNSCU college. For our Faribault High School students, these are important things that have come into play in just the last 2 or 3 years. We want to make sure that we continue the funding to bring everything that you want and that our students want and that our parents want in our Faribault Public Schools. Keep the class sizes reasonable. Do not lose that 7-period day. It's not at risk. There was a levy for that, but we want to make sure that the classes are being delivered are meaningful and that they meet the needs and wants of our students. This is important, and I would ask you to strongly consider voting yes, yes, yes on that ballot. The outcome on the average homeowner is $15 a month, and we really need to do this for our town. Our kids need a leg up, and this is our opportunity to give it to them. We'll quickly end on one chamber note, so don't forget to mark the first Saturday in December for the Winterfest Parade, and there will be events Thursday, Friday, Saturday again this year, so mark that off on your calendar. Thanks so much.
First United Bank and the Junior Board of Directors is proud to support Faribault Community Television.
That's going to do it for this edition of FCTV October, sponsored by Faribault Interiors. Again, my name is Sam. We look forward to you obviously enjoying a lot of the October Fall Festivals, a lot of events going on in our community, getting ready for that wonderful thing we call winter. Let's hope we have it this year and it supports our community well. Look forward to seeing you here at Faribault Interiors. We're open Monday to Friday, 9 to 4, anytime by appointment. 334-4357, just down the road from that wonderful A&W root beer.